Let's go next to our caller from the 240 area code. Caller from 240, who's this? Where are you calling from?
Hi, David. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi. My name is Matt. I'm calling from Maryland.
All right, Matt.
Uh, so I'm an economics major, and I support progressively higher income taxes on the extremely wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been talking to my father, who is more what you call a corporate Democrat,
Okay.
and he does support these extremely high taxes on the wealthy. He points to papers and studies that say if you increase taxes on them, they'll find even more ways to pay even less taxes. So I just want to know what your opinion is on that.
Well, that's if they are allowed to do that. I mean, people will. Okay, so listen. In general, people are going to. There's a difference between tax avoidance and tax evasion. Tax avoidance means using legal means to reduce your tax liability. Tax evasion is when we typically talk about criminal activity, criminal tax evasion. If you raise a tax rate on paper and then add some kind of loophole or say that only applies to wages, but you can reclassify your income in this other way and not pay taxes on it. Of course, anybody with the resources to avail themselves of accounting advice is going to do that. And that actually, that's not a secret, right? And I even pointed out when people say a 90% top marginal rate is something we did in the past. When we had it in the past, it was at a time when there were so many deductions and exempt income that that high rate applied to a tiny, tiny fraction of anyone's income. So it wasn't really effective. It wasn't an effective rate in any kind of serious way. So sure, I mean, your dad's right. People will try not to pay taxes if they can avoid it legally. But that's why we have to look at the capital gains tax. That's why we have to look at offshoring of money and repatriation and all of this other stuff. I mean, your dad's not wrong, but that's not a reason to say that the science around a 70% top marginal rate as being the rate that maximizes government revenue, that science is still sound.
Yeah, I agree. I think the IRS has so many resources to go after people that if they really wanted to, they could definitely go after the very wealthy that want to put their money overseas. And
Yeah, but
I
again,
also have a
it's not about the IRS having the resources to go after people. Go after implies they've already broken some kind of law. The point is we have to determine what the law is. If you say 70% marginal tax rate, but it's 15% on capital gains, CEOs can say, "Hey, I'll just take a dollar salary and pay me just in distributions."
oh
And
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah. So can I ask one more question?
Sure.
I don't know if it's really a question. I just want to know what your opinion is on the Venezuela, the U.S.'s hypocrisy on Venezuela and Saudi Arabia. They're in Marco Rubio is right now in Venezuela, saying that he wants to bring democracy to them and all this, which I support. I think they need to be the situation there is absolutely disgusting, and there needs to be some a regime change there. But the U.S. is completely silent on all the authoritarian bullcrap that Saudi Arabia does to its own citizens. So I just want to
Yeah,
know
listen, I'm against
what your
I'm against our relationship with Saudi Arabia, but you say you want to bring regime change to Venezuela. I'm against that. Can you give me an example of the U.S. bringing regime change in Latin
no.
America that
I'm
has
not
gone well?
saying
No, hold on a second. Whoa, hold,
I'm
wait,
not.
hold on a second. And I don't know if we're now on speaker, but your connection's quickly deteriorating. My question was going to
Uh,
be: is there an example you can point to of the U.S. bringing democracy and regime change to Latin America that has worked out well?
no, I strongly. I don't support the U.S. bringing regime change. I
Oh,
think the people there need to. I don't. I really don't know if there's a solution other than a civil war or Maduro finally realizes that he's a horrible human being, which I don't think will happen.
Oh, okay. No, then we're on the
But
same page. Yeah. I mean, Maduro needs to go and there needs to be regime change, but it can't be crafted think tank regime change coming from the United States. All right.
yeah,
We
yeah,
really appreciate the
absolutely.
call. Great to hear from you. Wish your connection had been a bit better.